Alright, so welcome back everyone. We are finally meet again in this another very brand new course, and this one we are going to make this majestic McLaren Senna. Now I've been wanting to make this car for a long time, especially making the course guide for it, but I've been very busy lately, so I finally very grateful to be able to make this for you guys to learn together. Now this course is going to be very different from any of the previous one. We already total have like 3 courses, which is going to be from the beginner, the intermediate, the pro, and this one right here is going to be more for expert. But that doesn't necessarily mean beginner or intermediate or pro cannot join on this course. In fact, I'm encouraging you guys to keep joining on this course so that you can learn more and you can find something that you never encountered before, and that's how you learn. If I personally need to say it myself, I don't really believe in beginner or mediator or like this and that. It's just people that spend more time doing things, and the fact that you can turn from beginner to any other level is that you just keep doing the things, you keep learning, and you not scared to face some problem to solve. Which is what I mean is that you can learn just like whatever skill level that you are in right now. You can or feel free to have the course on yourself, learn it, and this might change everything about regarding your skill level currently, and you might learn a lot of things because in this course I have many things that I want to show you that is not available in any other places. So you can learn a lot of topology, fixing a lot of a problem, and also there's going to be like a lot of complex part that we can do modeling together. So, and also I would of course going to be turning on the screen, guys, so you can see whatever I'm clicking right here right now. So I plan to make this course as integrating interesting as much as possible to keep you guys interested until the end, and hopefully you can make the same as I make right here, and even better, you can develop your own art because that's the point. And also this course approximately is going to be around 5 until 6 hours. Now I plan personally to never make my course more than 5 hours because that's just going to be insane and slog, and I want to keep things fun. Okay, modeling is all about fun, so I want you guys to have fun while doing this for yourself. Now if you haven't bought the previous course, it's totally fine to just jump right into this one, but I suggest if you don't have quite experience, I would suggest to start by making or buying the Tesla Cybertruck course first, and then slowly gradually upgrade to the Shelby Cobra, and then Porsche 910, and then this one. But if you still insist to just start with this one, that's completely fine too. You can learn it yourself. And also I already have a bundle on my website for 3 courses from beginner to pro, and you can grab it there. So in this course there's some part that I need to mention, and this one very first one is going to be welcome. We already done that. And then the essential setup. Well, the essential setup is I need you guys to prepare everything as usual. Every notes is going to be loop tools. Make sure the loop tool is already on because we're going to use that quite often. And then you can also have pull tool. And the next one is going to be, if it's not not really useful, but it's good to have, it's going to be Node Wrangler. That's going to be the nodes that we mostly use. And then the workflow, well, I use ultra wide monitor as usual, so I have my Blender workflow in here, and then the preview in this one right here, so we can just modeling while also looking at these references on the left side, so it's going to be easier for us to work together. But again, depending on your setup, you might have multiple monitor or maybe upside down setup. Feel free to adjust whenever you prefer. So I'll give you guys time to just adjust that for now first. So we are covering this up already, and now the setup is going to be this reference image. So my go-to website to get some more of detailed reference is going to be Bring a Trailer. You can hop to this website right here. Excuse me, there you go, bringatrailer.com, and then you can search McLaren Senna. There's a lot to be auctioned in here, and we are going to grab this one, and also you can sort by popular, so it's going to show the 2019 and 2020 because we're going to model that part right there. And you can grab this and this one right here, so you can download every of the reference in here, and then once you set up, you can you open it as a preview in this side or any other of your setup, make it yours, and then after that we can finally start the modeling course. Okay, so the car itself as usual already made from cube as usual, and the overall ideas in here was that try your best to make it as cube as possible, but also give it some line quite a bit, because it's not really nice if you just make it like literally like cube, but you get the point. So the very first part I want to cover is gonna be about the wheel first. In this car, I would prefer to start by making the wheel first, because the body is very, very challenging and it's gonna take a long time. So we are better to start with the wheel first and then the tire. So let's just do that. And before I start, actually, I want to say that grab yourself a cup of coffee. Make sure it's your favorite coffee or drink, or whichever you prefer, whatever have you, because for me, I really love working while drinking. Not beer. Because you cannot work with beer and you cannot drink beer. So make sure you have something to eat or to grab while you're working. And also don't forget to drink water, okay? Modeling takes a long time and sometimes you forgot to drink, and I don't want you to dehydrate, so keep drinking. Please drink responsibly. You need to drink while doing this. Okay, so we're gonna step up and we're gonna start with the wheel first. Okay, so we are going to start making this tire first. So we have to delete this part. And then we have to make the circle. So the point is that I just have to make it quite the same as this one that I showed you previously. So again, as usual, you can use mirror. Try to make it centered. Make sure the center's in here. So the way I do it's just gonna be quite like this. I don't really want to use grease in this case, so I'll try my best to just make it quite like this a little bit. So the tires, I'm gonna be mimicking the Pirelli, because that's what mostly used for this race car stuff. Something like this, and then put some in the middle in here, so it's not gonna be so I like to, usually you can use this PBR texture to make this part kind of like bump in there, but I also still like to make it manually, for the sake of, I just want to make it visible or more visible. But again, you can do it on your own way, but for me, I like to do it this way. Make sure to always scale first, so it's not gonna mess up your topology. So that's it for the tire. The tire is very simple, man, not gonna lie. Again, you can make it quite like this or like this, depending on your preference. The point is, don't try to be exactly the same as me. Make it your own. And that's for the tires. Okay. Now we are going to move on to the rim. So the rim itself, it's made from 9 spokes. So we have to do some calculation. Usually, it's gonna be like 9, right? So you have a lot. You have to divide it by something that is dividable by 9. So the closest one is gonna be 36. So 36 divided by 9 is gonna be 4. So you want to use that. Add circle. Make it 36. Put it right here. I like to start working from this side right here. Okay, so we're gonna start putting crease 5 in there, and then make it like this. This one on the side like this, and then we have to add one more in there, and that's it. Now we have to do some calculation. Now, okay, so I get it. So there's a lot of other artists that do, they don't like to work in this method, while you have to work on the circle. Instead, they just, do some calculation and work on this side, and then you can just like use array modifier to make it like this. But again, this is my stuff. This is how I do it. Feel free to work on your own if you like it, but I'm gonna use my own way, okay? So again, 36 divided by 9 is going to be 4. So we have to 1, 2, 3. 4 is going to be space. 1, 2, 3. 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4 space. 3. 1, 2, 3. Because I prefer to make it like this. Okay, it's just my own way to deal with things. So again, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So it's going to be like 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total is going to be 9 spokes. Okay. Now we are going to make it quite like this a little bit, but I do think it's kind of too big again, so you have to adjust it very well in there. But again, if it's not like that, I would like to move 3 actually. this. So it's gonna be only 2 with 2 space in there. Again, so it's gonna be like this. So again, you want to do it like this. Move it in the middle, and then you see there it's connected to the in the center like this. I prefer to add one more vertices in here, so it's kind of like add some form of topology to make it circle, and then put relax modifier. Shift R and this fully circle, and then Shift R again. There you go. So we already have this, which is good. Now we have to add some crease again, and then extrude it inside. But again, make sure check the normal. See, the normal is kind of effed up, so we have to select everything. Option N, recalculate outside, so the blue side is going to be outside. That's very important for 3D printing and also for detecting faces, especially if you want to import it on the Unity. So I would love to make it quite like this. Make it quite like this. I'm sorry. And then depending on this side, right? So I would add one more in here. We'll take this quad inside there a little bit. So I like this all. And then you kind of wanna, you don't need that in here, I think. Now the most important part is gonna be like around here, right? So this part have this kind of spoke in there. So the way you wanna do that is basically turn this thing up quite a bit. Sorry. Maybe around like so. This part in there. Quite a bit in there. And then you want to do this quite a bit, just quite a bit. You can delete this part, don't really need that, but I would definitely make it circle. Add one more, just to make it decent and nice. And then we can start shaping it like this in here. But I would definitely delete this first, I'm sorry. So it's gonna be quite like so. 5. There you go. And then the last part, but now is going to be this part right here. You have to select some of this object right here. Around like so, because it's going to be located quite in there, right? I'm sorry. There you go. So make sure you select with faces. Then you can delete the faces. Put some crease. Then you can use loop tools, relax, and then maybe Shift R again, make it quite big a little bit, and then take it inside like so, or not, you can use F and then extrude inside. Make sure it's on individual origin. I'm sorry, what just happened? Quite like this, I think. There you go. And then you just have to remove the crease. I'm sorry, that was supposed to be do it earlier, but it's okay, we do it right now. It's just gonna save time, but it doesn't really matter. So it will like this, okay? And then we kinda wanna select this part one by one. put crease too, put it inside. We're gonna make it stylized a little bit. It's completely fine. And then put it inside there. There we go. And then we have like something like this, which is good. Now since that part doesn't really have any crease, so I would definitely just try to not, giving it something in there instead. Just need to remove this. Something like this. And again, you can customize it the way you want it to be, like this one. If you can see some other part have some different parting, so feel free to decide your own version of the wheels. Make sure you have fun while doing this. You can make it your own stylized version, because every details matter. Every direction that you choose is gonna shape your own model. Trying to be the same as anybody else. But I think it's still too big. I would just do it like this, quite a bit in there, and there you go. There you have it. And then we just have to continue this part. It'd be around like this. Again, you can make it your own. And since wheel spoke usually have this, so I would like to also add some, this kind of detail. Something like so. And there you have it. We already have one in here. And we have to make this for the air. So we wanna place it quite around here. Add one more in there. Put something in there. It's just very easy. Just make it your own, again, as usual. And then lock that in, and you can place it wherever you prefer. Maybe in here and in there, whichever you prefer. And that's for the tires. Very neat, very cool, very, very nice. And now we are going to move to the next part. Again, make sure the normal is done. Nice. Well done. If you make it this far, or if you made it this far, congratulations, you already finished the tires, the rims, and we are going to move on to the next part.